And welcome to Stunthangar Video Hangouts. My name is Charles Carter, and I'll be your host this evening. I want to extend to you my gratitude for you watching Stunthangar Video Hangouts. If you're watching this as a replay, I want you to know that I host these YouTube live streams every Monday and Friday evening starting at 6:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So please make a note of this so you can watch and be part of the live stream. Plus, we have an after party following the live stream, which is sometimes better than the live stream portion. You must be a registered Stunthangar Forum member to find the link to be part of the live show and the following after party. Here at Stunthangar Video Hangouts, we talk about building and flying model airplanes, sport flying, competition flying, and what you've been doing lately. To join our conversation, if you are already a member of Stunthangar Forum, you can find the link. You scroll down to the section called At the Bench, which is right below in memory of our friends. Now, if you're not a member or if you're not logged into Stunthangar Forum, the At the Bench link will not appear. If you're not a member, please register, and it's free at stunthanger.com/SMF. That's stunthanger.com/SMF. SMF is Smart Men Flying. That's courtesy of Jeff Riley. You must place a space between your real first and last name when you register. You must also use a valid email address or Sparky. The proprietor of Stunthangar will not approve you. Now, if you're inclined to not come in and you enjoy watching this on YouTube, wonderful, fantastic. You can enter your questions or comments right over here. I'll do my best to make your comments or questions a part of the show. And understand, sometimes I can't get a word in myself. So be patient. And I will ask our illustrious panel your question or state your comment. And by the way, you only can do that during a live stream. So like I said earlier, I host these YouTube live streams every Monday and Friday evening starting at 6:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you find the Stunthangar video hangouts that I host or the many building videos, contest coverage videos that Sparky does on his platform, this platform, enjoyable and informative, please hit the thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. That's the like button. Please like the videos, subscribe, share, and comment on the videos helps the Stunthangar YouTube channel grow. Please consider joining Stunthangar's YouTube channel memberships, which start at just $4.99 a month, which is less than 17 cents a day. And by the way, I'm a member myself. I have the $4.99 come out of my own checking account each and every month. So this is now we're in June. This is the 3rd of June. So I've been doing this for 4 years. I'm not talking about the show, but actually as a member to the YouTube channel, I've been doing that for 4 years. So I've been doing it and I see the value in it. I don't miss it. And I just encourage you to partner up with me to help support this channel. Please, please support the channel. Now, if you don't want to do the monthly subscription, for whatever reason, I understand, then please do the super chat, which is right below the chat box if you're watching it live. And if you're watching the replay, then below the video, there's these 3 dots. Hit that, and a menu will pop up and select Super Thanks. And then that'll direct you to how you make your donation that way. Please, please support. Let me see here. Now, when you join the YouTube channel, you're not just throwing money. We're actually getting something in return. You actually get access to member-only videos. And there's a bunch of them up there. And not to mention that, Sparky and I see in the chat box when people chime in, we see who our supporting patrons are and who aren't. So if you want to be part of the family and part of the movement to help this channel grow, please support us. Please do the super chat and at least do this. Subscribe. I mean, subscribe is free, so do that. If you can't do any of those other things, please at least do that. And like doesn't cost you anything either. And if you do a dislike, that shows engagement as well. So, but let us know why you don't like it. Maybe we can fix it. Anyways, if you want to get in touch with me, the best way to do that is not through Sparky's channel because I don't get notifications of when people have comments. So go to my YouTube channel, which is called Flying Control Line Stunt. That's Flying Control Line Stunt. And if you would, check out the 2019 AMA National Championship video, which is the video that Sparky shot with his video camera of me flying his beautiful and light. I mean, it was like 58.5 ounces over 700 square inch plane, Junar XL. It was orange back then. It's now white with orange trim. But check it out. Check out the video. And if you would comment there, like, share, and subscribe there as well. That would help me. Thank you very much for that in advance. And last thing is to ask that you please keep the conversations family room friendly. Please don't use words or do things you wouldn't say or do around your own children or grandchildren without any other further ado. Now I'm going to go and get started. I already posted the link. Hopefully we have some people show up in the gallery. And so let me see what's going on here. Let me get rid of this here and go to the what I call the control panel. Just bear with me a few seconds here. Okay, and this is a new month. I got to show the calendar, which Gary does a great job doing that every year for us. So let me see here. Okay, great. Let me make my way to the control panel. Hope everybody had a good day. I went out flying today with Joe Mata, and he finally got his Fox, I think it was a 50th anniversary Fox engine working really well. It was like, I think we came to a conclusion that it was a fuel delivery problem. But he took the engine off the plane and put it on the bench, and it was running. It was happy. So it's a fuel delivery problem, which happens. Great. Gary Sinclair is making his way in here. Fantastic. Let me see here. So, anyways, I must have put up at least 6 flights today. I had the stooge while Joe was working on his plane. I was just one after another. Did a couple trim changes to the plane. Anybody knows me, I'm always trimming the plane. Always. Hey Gary, how you doing?
Oh, I don't know.
I bet.
Pretty
And
good, I guess. But
yeah, I know that's got to be so hard, man, to
yeah. Well,
have your best friend and partner and wife,
yeah,
away from you.
you got a bill, and you're already set trying to make that and that the up it already.
Oh man.
Yeah,
Let me see here. Just a second here.
just
Hey, well,
that kind of
thanks for coming
just
in. Now, I know you're
oh
not a good day, but thanks for coming in.
yeah, yeah.
Looks like we have 12 people watching us right now. Thank you so much for tuning in and checking us out. There's 10 likes. Very good. It's only 2 of you. If you please hit the like button, we'll be at 100%. We would appreciate that very much. And first one in the chat box is Roy Lane, who's a member of our YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your financial support, Roy. I really appreciate it. And Roy says, good evening and like provided. Thank you very much, Roy. And Gary Sinclair, who just came in the gallery. He's also a member of our YouTube channel. He's also a monitor. He has the ability to delete and pause anyone misbehaving in the chat box. Um, and he says, Gary says, hi everyone, like provided. And then Jeffrey Riley says, like button clicked. Thank you very much. He goes, how did the tank come out? Well, I haven't didn't do anything today. I don't have them up here in the garage. Yeah, I shared with Jeffrey a copy. A picture of my templates for the end caps that I'm making for a custom tank, because the tank is going to be about 3 inches wide. I don't think there's any 3-inch wide tanks commercially available. It's an inch tall, 3 inches wide, and it's about 3 inches long, about 4.1 ounces, I think, what it works out to be. And I haven't done anything more, but I'll keep you abreast. I'll keep sending you pictures, Jeffrey. Appreciate your help. That you have already consulted me and helped me out already immensely. So thank you so much, Jeffrey. And then Jack Snabley says, hello all in the Hangout or shop. That's right, Jack Snabley. I have not seen you in a long time. Thanks for showing up today. I appreciate it. Daniel Berry Sports Highlights. He says, evening. Thank you very much, Daniel Berry Sports Highlights. And then Marcel Legrand says, hi, Charles, and everyone at Stunt School. That's right. Stunt School is in session. Thank you very much. I guess we have some people in the chat box. And if you're watching us live, go ahead and pile in the chat box. I really like interaction with you in the chat box and also with those in the gallery. I think it makes the show. It really does that involvement of everybody. So ask questions and give us comments. That'd be greatly appreciated. And John Miller's in the house. Hey, John, how you doing? Let
I'm
me see
doing
your other
fine.
hand. Let me see your other hand. Your hand, other hand out of the bandage. Oh, it's
No,
getting, wow,
got.
getting smaller.
Do you see what my nurse feels about me?
Oh,
Oh,
she loves you. Yes. Look at that. Look at
Um,
that heart. Very nice.
yeah,
Very nice.
yeah.
Well, I'm not surprised
It's
to hear
getting
that.
better. It's getting better. So I just got a message from Marcel Legrand, and he has a picture that he wants me to show later. So let
All
me
right.
wait till a few
Sounds
people
great.
get in, and then we'll do it. I'll set
Absolutely.
it up now, though.
I'm going to set up the picture of the calendar that Gary made. Let's see. I was in last month. Let me see who's in June. Let me make my way there to get that set up. I'll show that also when we get a little bit more people in here. Let's see here. Uh, Gary Sinclair. Here we go. Let's see, 2020. It's amazing. It's already June, halfway through this year.
I
That's
know. My gosh.
amazing.
Oops, say that.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing. So we're going to have to,
Where's it going?
yeah, well, you know what? As we get older, right? It just things get quicker and quicker.
Yeah. Well, we had
So,
a fly in last Saturday. It was really nice. Had beautiful weather and everything. So
oh, good.
RC fly
Great.
in and everything, but still had a good time.
Great. Great. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. And Jeff Riley says, no worries anytime. Yes, absolutely. You know, I'm anxious to get it done because I'm hoping to get it done by this week because I want to use it. I'm expecting about 5 or 6 people to join me this Friday, flying at our flying site. And if you can, Jeff, that'd be great if you could join us. I know you're just a couple hours away. Um, we have a lot of fun. I told you already how great the guys are that I fly with. Very fortunate. We have a blast. We really do. And they're not all stunt flyers. Some of them are combat flyers, and we have a really good rapport with everybody. And the flying field is not that bad. It's not. As a matter of fact, it got cut today, so that's good. And Stuart Morrison is joining us.
Hi,
Thank you.
Charles.
Hey, Stuart, how you doing?
Good.
What you been up to?
Well, I went flying today. Did about 10 flights actually.
Wow,
Oh, that's a lot. Yeah.
that's pretty
Yeah,
good.
normally I don't do that, but I was out there with Brad this morning and then he left and I stayed and so I've been still working on trimming these planes and doing stuff. So uh trying to get them ready to go to Brodax, but I don't think I'll be quite ready.
You know what?
Even-
That is something you're gonna have to ignore because that is something everybody. I shouldn't say everybody, but particularly beginners feel they're not ready. You're gonna be competing against other beginners that are gonna feel I feel the same way you do.
Yeah,
It's the world's biggest stunt love fest.
yeah. I'm gonna go into
Yeah.
the intermediate level.
Oh,
So
good.
um give it a
Flying
try.
that Pathfinder.
I'm yeah, it's gonna be a toss up between that and the twister. Oh,
uh,
um
I like the Twister, but I think the Pathfinder will do you better.
I think yeah, I just it comes down to this trimming thing. We've got a couple of things we're still trying to get on that Pathfinder to get it right, but it just depends how this twister comes. I flew it today and I was like, oh, it's pretty good. So I'll have
Yeah,
to see. I gotta, yeah, just whatever works best for me. But I might even,
That's right.
if it's kind of a close call, I might do one event in each with each plane. So just for the heck of it. So we'll see with
yeah,
that.
yeah. What trim problem are you having on the Pathfinder?
Well, see, the thing is, I'm not 100% sure. We were working on the CG with it, and so there's just I don't know. It's just been the weather hasn't been that great, and I've been trying to get it to fly right, and we've been doing some adjustments and changing prop and spinner and just some different things. So, but we're getting closer. It doesn't fly too bad overall. It's just it's more me.
Uh, Charles, I'm going to tell them how I set up CG.
Yeah, yeah, go ahead.
I base the CG off of the way it turns inside and outside loops.
Yeah, we were talking about that the other night when you said that.
Yeah, okay.
And I'm trying to see, sometimes it's hard for me to judge that still because I'm still not that good of a flyer, right? So but yeah, and I know it's getting closer for, so yeah, like you were saying, yeah, when you did that, you said if it flies, you're doing an outside loop. How did you what's to do with the TG?
Well, actually, you set it up on the inside, because when you get it right for the inside, and you got the same turn inside and outside, that's another whole nother issue. Getting it so it turns the same inside as outside. That's usually a lengthen or shorten the elevator push rod just a little bit. That's usually
Okay.
the fix for that. But for getting the CG right for round maneuvers, you want it to not fight you. It's either gonna, if it's wrong, it's either gonna be trying to get the loop is trying to get bigger, which means your nose is getting thrown out by the centrifugal force. Okay, as you're going around on the inside. And if it's trying to throw the tail out, so the loop is trying to tighten up and you're having to fight this, try to kind of control it to keep the loop the same size. That's it. If you're fighting to keep the loop the same size, if you get it to where you can hook it on it and just practically forget about it as it goes through the loop, that's when you're getting really close to the right CG, in my opinion. That's how I set mine up.
Okay.
Because having what percentage of the maneuvers are round maneuvers or combinations of inside and outside round maneuvers?
Yeah.
I'd venture just to say that's probably more than half of them.
Yeah.
And so if you can get those to where it's almost like flying on autopilot, and you get to your square maneuvers, if you've got it turning the same inside and outside, that'll help you a lot on the square maneuvers. And then you have to just learn just how hard you need to bang them and get off, how quick you need to get off it, and the timing to make the maneuver. And once you get those, and you should already have your takeoffs and landings, because you've been doing them every flight for the last, how long you been flying now?
3 years.
So for the last 3 years, you've been practicing takeoffs and landings.
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't do too bad with those overall, but the takeoff's the easy one. It's the landing that's the trickier one.
Well, with the Pathfinder with the trike gear, you can drive it on a little bit.
Yeah. But it's still, I still got to get used to with the going into the wind or with it a bit. So
yeah,
that's the hardest part there. Is just getting
yeah.
that.
That's why a lot of guys, when their motor quits, they go up high. They can judge where the wind is and they can come around, and they can be diving, literally not a deep dive, but a shallow dive, and they can get it. They learn how to get it where they want it, so that their places most likely to land will be going slightly downwind, crosswind, but not into the wind.
Right. That's something I got to kind of work on, is to judge that and that. So I'm just kind of
You're on your way. You're on your way, Stuart. I mean, you've made great progress.
Yeah, it's come along pretty good. I mean, having Len there has been huge asset.
That is absolutely huge.
If I had to do this myself, I'd still be crashing tons of planes.
Right.
I'm doing pretty good so far this summer, so we'll see. But yeah, so that makes a huge difference having him around. He's busy though.
Yeah.
He's been working on his planes the last week or so, and so I don't know if he'll be out tomorrow or whatever. I think we're gonna go back again tomorrow. Today was great. It was just nice. Hard, not that much wind, and it was sunny all day, so it was nice. So
Excellent.
tomorrow.
Very good. Hey, let me say hi to Denny. Hey, Dennis, thanks for coming in, man. How you doing?
I'm hanging in there. How about it, guys? How everybody's doing?
Yeah.
Doing good.
Good.
I see our new president is here. So hi, Stuart.
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
My nurse loves me. My nurse loves me.
I don't know. Mark said that. I thought that, oh my God. No.
Yeah.
And Denny, John was trying to show you
Right.
that nurse was showing him some love. She put a heart on his hand
Oh, there you go.
on the bandage.
Oh my.
Isn't that
Oh,
nice?
wait, what's that?
The
what is
nurse
that?
wrote that.
That's
The
where
nurse,
I
Sorry?
had,
I'm sorry,
that's
make you
where I had
big,
a,
John. Make you big. My
I had a
fault.
nasty skin cancer taken off of there.
Oh, geez. Okay.
Oh,
And they had to, it was so big, it was a Mohs surgery. So the piece they took out was so big, they had to go in here under, see there?
Yeah.
They had to take a skin graft from there and graft it in there. And some of the skin graft came up. So it kind of went from good to bad to worse and back to good now. So,
Good. Good.
yeah.
Well, I brought something to show off you might get a kick out of.
Oh, real good. Let me make you big here.
Let's see. Terrible camera position here.
That looks like a big
Touching.
Pathfinder.
Wow. Pathfinder. Which one's that?
It's a
Just a
baby
half A.
Pathfinder. How much does it weigh, Danny?
Ready to fly. It's 15 ounces.
Oh, that's
Wow.
perfect. That's perfect.
That's not
Very
bad.
nice.
It's the crazy thing is it could be quite a bit lighter. So, and I've actually thought about doing another one. I've been working on it some because I had little tiny wheels on it. Of course, it flies nice off concrete that way, but my field
Yeah.
is nice, but it's not concrete. So I was just seeing if I could seeing how it'll fly with big wheels on it. So
Very nice.
Isn't this a true statement? The baby Pathfinder has more weight, more parts than the average full big size airplane.
well, I've heard you talk about the original Pathfinders being like an I-beam wing and stuff like that. And it's like this is a remnant of that. And
Yeah,
you're
it's a remnant
exactly
of
right,
it.
John. The thing is built, everything about it. It's a real stunt plane. It's not not just a little airplane or something like that. It's
It's made for one thing and one thing only. It's to put a half A engine on it or a half A motor and
Mhm.
have fun and fly the pattern. I've seen guys fly them on 50-foot lines or longer and fly them in competition.
Yeah, well, I haven't. That's the only sad thing on this is it flies so really, really well, and I've never flown it in competition.
I think
I
Larry
think I
Ringer,
gotta fix that someday. So
yeah, I think Larry Ringer flew his in competition. I think it was
yeah,
him.
yeah. But it flies so incredibly well. So
Yeah.
oh, by the way, this
Hmm.
airplane is proof you can do a 5-foot square corner. In fact, it's proof you can do
That
about a
plane can do it.
3-foot square corner.
Sure.
Oh, by the way, looking at an old timer too. So
All right. Look at that. Now what is that?
that's a wee duper
We do
zilch.
Zilch
Oops.
with a angled down nose.
Well, with it would normally have an upright engine there, and of course,
Right.
this one has a sort of hidden
It
motor in
kind
it.
of looks a little bit like a Heinkel, doesn't it?
So yeah, I built this a few years ago, and again, I tried some different wheels on this. These are actually 2-inch wheels on a half inch. Yeah.
That'd be great.
Yeah, they don't weigh anything, but I understand that they're really, really fragile. So the guy at the hobby shop says he's used them a couple of times, and he's rarely gets more than 2 flights out of them on his RC planes. So we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. Very good.
But again, a 2-inch wheel should, especially with an old timer, you get the wheel so far forward and everything like that. I
Yeah.
think this will handle my field just fine. So
Yeah.
again, and then in old time, my only trouble with this airplane is that it flies so good. I hate flying the old time pattern with it because it does the modern pattern so well.
Yeah, yeah.
Again, 250 square. That one is 12 and a half ounces.
There you
So
go.
250 squares, 12 and a half ounces, and nice power and stuff like that. It's a heck of a combination. So
Yeah, it is.
Huh.
What I need to I need to share this something because Marcel Legrand asked especially that I show you this picture. So is it okay,
Yeah,
Charles?
go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, give me a second to bring
All
it
right.
up. And here should be coming up.
Yeah, it
oh
is. Oh, look
wow.
at that. Wow,
That's his.
Marcel Legrand, you do some really nice color schemes.
Did you
Doesn't he
say that
though?
was Marcel's?
Yeah,
Yeah, Marcel
Oh
Legrand.
my.
his mole best.
He mentioned a couple of weeks ago that he was working on one, and it's a knockout, isn't it?
It
Oh
is.
man,
It is. I really like it.
I sure think so.
That looks
He
nice.
he he's his signature in his part of the world is he always has the checkerboard on the stab and elevator.
Mhm.
Okay.
Now he did do one. He didn't have this. His twin doesn't have the checkerboard. It has, I think, stripes.
Is
So
it I can't tell. Is that going to be electric?
no,
Oh,
it's
okay, okay. I didn't think Marcel was flying electric stuff, so
no, it's IC. But he sure. I mean, if you he's taking me a tour around his shop, and I don't think it's huge, but every available inch has got model airplanes stored in it.
that's about
He's
it.
got quite a collection,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well,
and he even
I'm tickled to death to see that. My God, I don't know why. You even look at the picture, it looks light, doesn't it?
yeah, it
Yeah,
does.
it does. Yeah, it really does.
And
Well, I've told him I'm looking forward to getting the flight reports, but he's had crappy
absolutely.
weather. It's really been crappy there for him. Of course, they're going into the worst, shortest days of their winter here coming up, so it might
Where's he
stay
located
crappy.
again?
New Zealand?
Oh, okay. So I thought he was in Europe somewhere. Okay.
No, he's in New Zealand.
All right.
So, but I want to show you, see if I can find it here. This is a picture of the Northern Lights from New Zealand
That's pretty.
when we had that big electron storm.
Mm-hmm.
Look at look. I've seen the Northern Lights plenty of times when I was in Alaska, and I've seen them in colors, but never as bright and vivid as that. That is
Mm-hmm.
unbelievable.
That is.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
and I think, oh, that's his model sailboat, carbon fiber. Okay, well, anyway, I'll get out of here and stop sharing that. I've got some other stuff to share on the Trailblazer when and if you want me to.
I don't know
Yeah.
if Marcel is in YouTube right now, but Marcel, you've done a wonderful job with that. That's fantastic. That
Yeah,
MoBest. That is definitely MoBest, isn't it? So
yeah, it is. Mo Best. Definitely did. Definitely did a Mo Best on
Mr. Cunningham, he always said he was only in it for the women and the money,
that.
and he spent, as near as I can call, more than 3 years working on that design.
Let
And
me just welcome Lynn Burrell. Thanks for coming in. I know you're busy painting, building, getting ready
Good to
for
see you.
the Nats and the Worlds and all that. So thanks for coming in. And then Keith Russell again. Thank you, Keith, for coming in. Appreciate it. And Philip Bailey just came in. Thank you, Philip Bailey, for coming in. Appreciate that. And then
yeah, there goes the
Gordon
neighborhood, huh? Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
and Gordon Delaney
All
is
right.
making his way in here. His camera's not on yet, but his name is there. There we go. Gordon, thank you very much for coming in, Gordon. Let me share with you let me share with you guys the image of the calendar for this month. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. Hang on a second. All right, just 1 second. I have a big picture of me share with you guys. Screen share. All right, and then where's the calendar? Here we go. So look at this beautiful airplane.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's right. We got just turned over a new month. That is a fabulous airplane too.
Imagine who's seen it in person? I know you have, right, Denny?
Oh yeah, he flew that at VSC. Placed, I want to say fourth. Not sure about that. I think he's won some contests down there too with it. I think he's very, very happy with the way with the way it flies, and the way it looks is just beautiful. So
And then did you see it in person, Keith Trossel?
Yes, yeah. And there's a copy of one that Warren Tiart has that built one of those. Same color scheme, yeah. They're great.
yeah, I was
Who'd ever
teasing him.
think those
I always thought Jim finished his, gave it back to Warren, and kept Warren's or something like that. But
yeah.
yeah,
But who'd ever think of putting those colors together except Bill Woolridge?
yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So that's the June's calendar. And it's not too early if you want to be in the next year calendar, please let me know. You can let me know in the chat and we can get you in contact with Gary Sinclair. And preferably, I like the pictures when we see the pilot as well as the plane. But Gary does a good job just the same, even if you're not in the picture. So let me get rid of this and we'll be back to our gallery here. All right. And let me catch him on the chat box. And then John Miller, you can show us the updates on the Trailblazer. Let me
All
see. Joe Thompson, one of my flying buddies, a replant. He came from Missouri, flying with Stephen Smith and Sparky. He's relocated, him and his wife, out here in Oceanside, about 40 minutes from me. And he says, "Greetings, Charles, from Oceanside, California." And then he goes on to say, "Glad they cut the grass on our flying field." That's right. And then Jeff Riley says, "Charles, that tank will be 4.9 ounces. You could fly that 25 all day on that." Yeah, I'm going to put in I think it's one's an, I'm getting two more those stunt trainers. That'd be a total of four, Jeff. And they're going to, the later two are going to have engines with ball bearings, like I think it's an ASP 25, which is much more powerful than the LA 25 that you flew. And the other one I think was a OS 25AX, I think it was. So more powerful motors. And I might even put a Brodak forward because the wingspan. To answer your question, Gary, you asked me that. I told you I didn't know what the wingspan is. The wingspan is 48 inches. So it could really, even when I showed Gordon we had a Zoom meeting several months ago, and I showed him the plane. He goes, "What engine do you have on that?" And I said, "LA 25." He's like, "Man, that plane's too big for a 25." So I might put a
No,
40 on it.
no, 25 should all out fine. If it's only got a 48-inch wingspan,
Yeah.
it'll fly it just fine.
All right. Well, it does fly fine. Jeff Riley actually likes the way it flies. He said, "Don't change anything." Even though I think since then, since you've flown it, Jeff, I must have made at least 5 or 6 changes since then. So and I think it's all for the better. I think if you flew it, you would go, "Wow, it even flies better." Let me see here, and then Jonathan Caradas, who's a member of our YouTube channel. Thank you so much for supporting us, Jonathan. And he says, "Hi, you guys. Nice job, Marcel. Lights, guys, would be the southern version." So down there in New Zealand, that's the southern version as opposed to we getting the northern version. Yes, right. Fantastic. So we're all caught up. And so, John Miller, take it away with the Trailblazer.
All right. Get it set up.
Hey, Dennis.
Yes, sir.
I got a nice package in the mail today. You got to start a new career in innovation and packaging.
Ha! That's it. Well,
Who's that?
Okay, you see these red lines?
Yes.
Okay,
Mhm.
what I've done is because I released it actually a little too early because I found some major errors that I needed to fix, and in fixing them, I made the plans, though usable to build on, it was usable to get accurate parts for everything. So I decided to set it up so these are 8.5 by 11-inch regular pages. You can print these out. I'm going to have them set up each one of these be its own PDF file. You can print them out, tape them together. You don't have to take it in and spend like poor Marcel had to do, $90 to get the set of plans printed up. Some places are more expensive than others. So, and I'm thinking I'm going to keep the feature in future plans because not everybody really has the close working ability to get plans printed out full size. So, but that's where the side of the proof, excuse me, the profile is. And I'll go down here. Let's see. This one.
Marcel's was $90.
Yeah. $90 New Zealand.
God, mine was 40. I thought that was astronomical.
Yeah.
They
There,
burned him.
yep. There's the wing with the same treatment. And here's the pattern sheet with that treatment. And what I had before, I had a larger pattern sheet, but turned out that it was not needed once I got this laid out correctly. And so that's just the plywood sheet. It's just a small sheet, small. I think it's a B or a C size sheet of drafting paper. But there it is, set up for printing it on your home printer. So that's where it's at. And there's been some neat changes, or not changes, but I've had fun. I know there's still problem areas that are going to pop up because there always is. But anyway, that's where I'm at. If anyone got questions, then I'll get out of here. If no
Hey,
questions,
John,
yeah.
when you run them out, but them, what's your prints is real close to the edge, 8.5, 11. Will that print out there, or you got extra paper there?
Well, I've got extra paper.
Okay.
Yeah. And so they should interlay right over. You'll have to trim one to the line, and then you'll
Mhm.
just you can have it, for instance, if you trimmed this sheet here to that line, and then had this one run under there, so it'll underlap it there, and then do the same thing here. You trim to that line, and this one will underlap, and just go across that way. Um, there is something here that you don't see often, and that's over here. That's this bill of materials. And right now it's as accurate as I can estimate it to be. But I'm sure as the first couple prototypes get built, we'll probably have a better list of the parts and materials. I've tried to, because not everybody has a hobby shop nearby, I've tried to put the availability or where you can get some of this stuff through the mail or online. So and I'm hoping that that works out well. So there's two things that I think are new for me anyway. And that's the bill of material, and then setting it up to print out in on regular sheets of paper. So um, all in all, it's been fun. It's been a lot of work, but I appreciate all your comments and thanks very much for bearing with me. I'll get out of
And
Oh
here.
yeah, well, it's
Okay,
a
good.
beautiful job you're doing
and
for
each
the
John,
community.
in New Zealand, do they use 8.5 by 11 paper, or do they have a metric size or something like that?
Yeah, good point. I I tried to look in draft site, when I was doing a print paper size, and they had letter size is what they call it, letter size,
Right.
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
I didn't see anything in metric. So
You might bump Marcel or somebody like that and ask them.
yeah, yeah. Uh, I I I don't have a good conversion table to convert between inches and metric. So, but I can probably come up with something.
Yeah,
You
I'm
know,
sure you could.
Hmm.
You know, they, I, I don't even know if New Zealand is metric or English. I'm
they're
suspecting
metric.
it's metric, but
They're metric.
On your little squares, do you have them marked like A, B,
Yeah.
C, D, and then double A and triple A or whatever?
Well, I've got it. I've got like on the first sheet, that upper left corner of the first sheet is 00. And then the other corner is 01. And then the next sheet is 02. So the
Okay.
01 and
Yeah.
02 go together. And then the upper right corner on the second one is 02. And then on the third sheet, the upper left corner is 03. So it each one of them is, set up. So you bring them into that line and set them down there. That should line them
Space,
up properly.
yeah. Space, they have to get them all run out. Then you got to try to sort them out. So,
Yeah, I know.
you know, but still, that's what you,
Well, I mean, the whole thing is, I mean, if you don't need it, if you can get the full size prints done for a reasonable price, that's the way to go.
yeah.
But I wonder how many guys are not scratch building because they can't get if they get a set of plans by PDF or something, they have a rough time getting to printed out to the right size.
Yep.
So
Sounds like you got it.
yeah, hope so.
Yeah.
I'll find out if I start getting little boxes full of white powder in the mail.
Oh, Lord.
You had a question or a comment, Stuart?
Actually, I got a question for Gary. When you're doing some of the work that you've done with the calendars and that, do you work much with raw photos?
Usually just tips.
Usually, or who was that? Sorry, you use which?
Tips.
GIFs?
TIF.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the extension TIF.
Mhm.
Yeah. No, I'm just thinking of my camera.
Whatever can off your camera is fine.
I can do JPEG,
Yeah.
and then it also will take raw photos,
Yeah.
but the raws are better, I guess, apparently. So do you have
Whatever you
problems?
shoot off your camera, that's what I use. They're nice,
Okay.
Mhm.
I'm going to try and get some pictures.
Not unless your pictures is only 3 inches, but 2 inches or something, then that makes it bad.
Yeah, yeah. I'm
But
thinking for the
now
count.
anymore, there's 42, but something, they're huge. So time you reduce them down, they
Yeah,
get better.
yeah. So I don't know. Mark's wanting me to take some pictures, maybe. So I'm going to try and
Okay.
do some Rodax, and then give him some, or, get him a copy of it somehow. We'll see.
Very cool. Let me see if I can get to, I think, Lynn Burrell. What you been up to, Lynn?
Where'd he go?
Just a lot of
There he is.
just a lot of painting and monkeying around. Right now I'm doing ink lines and struggling, having a lot of trouble with the India ink and the pens and trying to keep from making a mess. It's very
Don't you love
difficult.
it?
Can I ask a dumb question? Did you put are you putting it over the raw color or did you put some clear on first?
No, just on the raw color.
Okay, something I learned from Sparky a while back. If you'll go ahead and put a coat of clear on there,
Right?
he puts 2 coats and just sand it a little bit. Then put your ink on that. If you have to get rid of, like where you put 2 lines together, you have a little smear,
Right.
then you've got something you can take a sharp knife and
See,
pop that off there with, scratch that off. You
yes.
can't do it in color, but you can
No,
do
I
it to the
see.
clear.
No, I made a terrible mess today. I was outlining my letters and I smudged it. And then I tried to wipe it off with alcohol. The next thing you know, I'm going at the whole bloody wing with alcohol. I was in a hell of a mess.
Oh man.
If
Not
you'll
fun.
just
Not a
for
fun day.
future notice, it works. I've done it because I've
Yeah.
always had trouble with that myself. When you go to put the ink lines on, invariably you'll get you get the wing almost finished, and you'll get one little place that's a mess. If you put clear on the darn thing first, and then
Right.
pick it off, you can scratch it off with a knife just because
Right.
it doesn't penetrate much, so you can
No.
scratch it off and clean it up real easy with a sharp knife. And then when you
Okay.
clear over it, it just, I mean, any indention you made with the knife,
Yeah, no,
it,
that makes total sense to me. The only
yeah, it
problem is
works.
now it's late now, and
Well, I didn't know.
I'm halfway through doing the airplane now, so
Oh, good
all the
luck.
tails are done and half the wings done. So now I'm
Oof.
just gonna struggle through it this time and get
All
it
I can
done.
tell you this time is good luck, Lynn. It's, oof.
It's
You did it like
it's
I've usually done it, and that's a hard way to go, but
it's nasty.
lessons learned.
Yeah, I learned slow.
Well, me too.
Hmm.
At my
Me
age,
We
I'm
all learn
still
a little
learning.
bit,
Me three.
but you know what? It's getting done. I mean, it's not. I was able to avert the total disaster. I managed to get it all wiped off, and the paint that still doesn't look too bad. So I'm ready to go again at it tomorrow morning. So
There you go.
play again.
As long as you
I
don't
wasn't
give
gonna.
up, you'll be all right.
Oh, we'll get her done. It's just frustration city sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Len, are you gonna take a break and come flying tomorrow?
I'm gonna come out for a little bit tomorrow, but I won't be out for very long. I
Yeah.
will come out for a little bit, but I won't. I probably won't fly. My mind's just not there. I'll just come out for a bit and
All right.
head back to the shop. Okay.
Very good. Thank you so much. And
Thank
Keith
you.
Crossell, what you been up to, Keith?
Not much, just not getting anything accomplished. Just sort of sit around and that's about it.
Yeah, what happens?
Working on plans. Got some airplanes laid out on the board, but not much progress. That's
Well, I'm
supposed to change this week sometime. David Fitzgerald's going to come out visit Thursday afternoon. Hope to get out the flight then.
oh wow, that'd be great.
Yeah.
What'd you do right to get Dave Fitzgerald to come visit you?
Oh, we've been doing this for several years. When he gets a layover in the Denver area, why he'll call.
Fantastic. That's great. That's
Now I know
fantastic.
how that rascal flies so well. No, he's David's. I remember when David was still flying with his dad, but any chance to razz Keith a little bit about how well he flies.
Yeah.
Jeez.
No,
Now, Keith, that's a guy that can teach even somebody that knows something. I don't know how he does it, but he can make just little hints and make big differences. He's a great guy.
well, I got to fly one of these airplanes once, and that was an experience.
I'll bet.
What did you think
I'll
about it?
bet.
Couldn't do anything wrong with it. I mean, it'll do everything you want. And the only other airplane that was as good or maybe even better was Brett Buck.
Wow.
Yeah, I've flown Brett Bucks, Keith, and I've flown 3 of Dave's airplanes. Well, I've flown 3 of Brett's also.
And
Did you have a hard time with his handle? Did you use his handle?
yeah, we're pretty much the same.
Oh, because it hurt my hand. You know, my hand's bigger than his.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I couldn't wait for that 75 to run out of gas.
What I haven't done is fly one of the electrics like the top guys are flying. Those things are just incredible to watch, and that's way beyond my league anymore.
Yeah, I judged the Northwest Regionals this year, Keith. And Paul Walker and Dave, oh boy, what a tough time judging those guys. You know, they both fly different, but they're both very accurate. Are you there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're here. We're just listening. You have us on edge of our seat, Gordon.
I didn't know if Keith was still on or.
Yeah, well, I'm listening. It's I'm he wants to fly my Chiseler, and I think he's going to be disappointed. And he's flown it out here before, but this one I think is heavy, and well, he can make it go better than I can, I know. But I haven't flown it for a couple months, so I don't know how. I'll have to maybe see how the motor runs and all that. We'll see.
What engine do you have in your Chisler?
That's a double star 42,
Oh, yeah, the 42. Okay.
one of three.
42?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a stroked 40. Let's put it that way.
Very nice.
I don't remember that one. I thought I'd seen all of Roy's motors, but I don't remember that one.
He had 3 of them made.
Oh, it's one of those. Okay, never mind. I know what you're talking about.
That's a Roy Transom motor.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bob Whiteley had one, and I've got 2.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah. I remember seeing probably yours because he had 2 of them, and they were probably your motors. I remember seeing them, but never got to see one run. Well, I guess I did because I saw yours.
Yeah.
Run at the nets. Yeah. But ran very well. I thought it was just a 40. And I thought that thing sure runs sweet. You know, we got a guy out here that nicknamed the double stars Trouble Stars. And I never could figure out what his problem was because I have several and I've never seen the problem.
Yeah,
But,
I like my double
Kent,
star. I have a 61, I think it is, or a 60 double
Yeah.
star, and it's a nice motor. It's a very sweet motor.
Yeah. I don't think Kent, I don't know what he was doing. I don't know whether he had a bad motor or what, but I think Kent just had a bad time with it. But Tommy Looper's runs flawless. Mine runs flawless. The only thing is that 61 rear exhaust light, 61 light rear exhaust.
That's what I have.
If you don't have that puppy wet when you try to fire it, it will bite you.
Mhm.
If you've got it wet, it's sweet motor. But if that sucker's it's temperament, it can be temperamental. But you
Yeah.
learn it like anything else. Put your finger over it, prime it 4 times forward, flip it twice backwards. Well, 4 times forward, take your finger off it 4 more times forwards, twice backwards, once forward, put the battery on it, give you a signal and hit it. 1 flip motor.
You bounce it back to compression, don't you? Backwards?
Yeah, I fire it backwards, yeah.
Yeah, me too.
I don't know. I don't know, Phil. It sounded like you just described a square dance move. But,
Yeah, as I'm getting older though, I like the simple start.
yeah.
Push the button and get out of the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, push the button and get out of the way.
That's
you know?
right. Push the button, wait for it to start. That's all you got to do.
Roy Trantham used to come up here a lot, work with Tommy, and I used to tease him a lot about. I hate some of the stuff we did now because I never knew whether I was really getting on his nerves. But he was always, you know how he was. He was good tempered as he could be. You sit and fuss at him, you turn around and ask if he needed anything. So Roy was just a great guy. But I'd always tease him about carrying that big starter around. He said, you know, there's 2 kinds of people that start these things, put their fingers in a propeller. The stupid ones and the ones that use a starter.
Yeah.
And I said, he just turned that on Tommy real quick like.
That
So
is
he was good tempered about stuff, but I don't know. I just always I put my thumb on the back of the spinner and one finger on the prop and flip it, and it's usually running. Now, Terry McDowell used to take and he'd just take his and flip the prop tip with his finger. But I've seen that sucker come back and nip him a couple of times. I said, I can get out of the way a lot quicker this way. That prop tip's moving too quick.
I like that when you grab the spinner and start it, but I haven't mastered that yet. But I always David Sabon does that when he's at our flying field, and that's how he starts his motors for the most part, is with that finger on and just do that real quick.
That's the way I've always done mine, but I'm getting to where I like that push the button and get out of the way business. It's just no overruns, no underruns, plenty of power.
Let me let
You know,
Lynn Burrell into the conversation. Go ahead, Lynn.
was just gonna say, when I flip a propeller, I never flip it near the tip ever. Boy,
Yeah,
I tell you, that's a dangerous place to be,
yeah,
especially with a powerful motor. I mean, they come around and it's really gonna hurt you.
yeah,
I flip them in close to the hub
yeah. I do
because
too.
I know it comes around, it hurts a little bit, but not like it hurts when the outside of that blade comes around and nails you.
Oh,
Oh man.
interesting.
Well, the prop at the hub's not real sharp, but the tip is the smallest, sharpest, and quickest moving part of the prop.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
if
look,
you're gonna if you're gonna cut the end of your finger off, you don't want to do it with a mallet. You want to do it with a machete.
I want to keep my digits.
yeah,
Yeah.
I don't want to cut mine ever.
Yeah.
Like
I've
I
been
don't
cutting.
Gordon
want to get
Gordon's
cut.
showing. Gordon has a lot of experience with that.
Yeah. You want to show your hand again, Gordon? Let me make you big.
No.
No.
Oh,
Oh,
oh, oh,
is
Gordon.
that from an engine, Gordon?
yep.
Wow. Damn. Talk about
How
hurting.
did you do that?
That must have
Very.
really hurt.
You know, Phil was talking about how you prime it and flip it so many times and stuff. Jim Rhodes did that up at the Northwest, and it started on him without the battery.
Yeah,
Mine
they do
did
that
that.
sometimes.
Gordon, mine did that at Huntersville twice. The first time the judge said, you know, you're supposed to signal. And I just held the battery up. He realized I hadn't put it on the plane yet. So the
That's
second
pretty
time
good.
he was over watching me, and I just took it and was flipping it. And I reached up and just gave it one more good flip backwards, and the thing started again. He said
Without the
that,
igniter.
yeah, that
Huh.
motor's got too much compression. Well,
Wow.
I figured, I don't think so because it's not knocking, but I did put another head gasket in that motor and it ran better.
Yep.
Good. Hey,
So,
Gordon, can you lower your camera, turn your camera down toward, we're getting only your nose up, basically.
Look
Not
like
getting,
Kilroy.
there we go. Thank you. Thank you, Gordon. Appreciate that.
There
Awesome.
we go.
Awesome.
All right. Thank you.
There you are.
And Philip, you're next. So now the last time I've been waiting to hear this flight report on this SB11. Is there anything to report?
well, I'm waiting on the new ESC to get here. Apparently the ESC was damaged in the crash.
Oh, okay. All right.
It won't initialize it. The prop, you push the button and it goes deet, 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 deet,
Yeah.
deet, deet, deet.
Right.
Oh, well, okay. I know what that's got to be. I'm hoping it's the ESC, not the timer, because I don't know where I'll get that's got Fioretti in it, and I don't know where I'll get another one. I'm waiting for the Worlds to buy 3 new ESCs and timers. I understand he's going to release them at the Worlds. So
Okay.
I'm gonna wait and get 3 Igor systems. Or that's my plan. That's the plan.
Well, I'm hoping to be there myself. So maybe I'll pick up one myself. I think
Yeah.
I could use another one. So did you
Well,
did
the
you
new
go
one, the
flying?
new one's different, but we're supposed to go flying in the morning. I don't know. I may not be able to go in the morning. I'll probably talk Vicky into going tomorrow evening with me and trying out the Humbug again. It's flying real well. Very quick, but very, very well. It's a little nose heavy and it bugs me, but I've never flown nose heavy before. I've always flown just a touch, if anything, tail heavy. And this 32 is a little heavier than, well, Bob's own airplane has a 28 in it. But in the magazine article, he used a 32, so I put a 32 in it. Well, 32 is heavy. And everybody keeps telling me you need to put that other prop on it. Well, the other prop's an APC. That's just going to make it worse. So
Right.
I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to keep
We'll
playing
see.
around, see if I can't find something to work a little better. But
Well,
it's
let
not
me
ready for a
know.
contest, but it's flying good. I still can't do the overheads, but I'm getting better. It's getting better. I'm
Good.
getting higher. It's not out in front of me now, so I'm getting better.
That's good.
About it for me, guys.
All righty. There you go. That means Gordon Delaney's next. Hey, Gordon, thanks for coming in. I really appreciate it. What you been up to?
Well, I got your slider plates packaged up. I'm going to mail them out to you tomorrow.
Oh, thank you so much, Gordon. I really appreciate that. I look forward to.
Some for Howard and some for you and some for myself. You're going to have to cut them off. it's on a bar and they're all drilled and tapped.
Okay,
So
I can do that.
you just cut them off in the middle.
Would you use a hacksaw, or what do you recommend?
I don't know,
Or a
a
bandsaw,
Probably a
hacksaw
Dremel
or
tool, wouldn't you?
or a
a
Dremel
Dremel
tool?
tool. They're 6061 aluminum.
Yeah.
You could probably use a cutoff wheel.
Cut off
Okay.
wheel, I'll do it fine.
All right, I can do
Yeah.
that. I got all that. Well, I look forward to getting those. That way, we remove any anxiety of adjusting it. I actually adjusted my Nobler years ago, and I spread the thing out, and I didn't realize I had done that until I flew it, and it just was just kind of weird. And I was glad they got the plane down in one piece. So I'm glad to get that hardware to arrest that situation.
You still got to run a washer between your ball link and your horn, because the taper of the ball link.
Right.
You still have to have a washer between them.
Okay. So that offset, I use the offset too, right? The offset goes against the horn, and then the ball link goes against the offset. That angled offset, that little thing that has a bevel to it.
You don't really have to use that if you use a washer.
Yeah, if you use a washer, it's a lot thinner. You can get, it's easier to get in there where a tight spot.
Okay.
Yeah, if you just
It's getting
use
pretty
a
wide
washer,
back there if you use that offset.
it's
All right.
drilled for 440. Drilled a tap for 440.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Look forward to getting them. That'd be great. Let me bring up Steve Maganelli. Thanks for coming in, Steve. I know Friday nights are busy for you. It's usually your date
Thank you,
night,
Charles. I
but I'm glad you came in.
just came back from dinner and I saw your message. I said, I'm going to go just get some inspiration from the people. And I guess the only thing what I'm interested in, and you and I talked about this a couple weeks ago, is how do I get those handles things with all the holes in them so I can make a new handle?
I'm so sorry. I should email you that. Yeah.
And the other
Brent
thing I want to do is
Williams,
I want to know who to hit up about those spectral lines, because while you had your back turned, I grabbed your SV11 handle and I started saying, what if I did 6 inside loops? How would it feel? And it felt a hell of a lot better than mine. So I want to try some of those spectrum lines. So who do I see about getting those?
Dennis Adamison
Dennis.
is a source, but you know what? There's a thread on Stunthangar Forum called The Adventures of Spectra. Is that right, Dennis?
Yeah, all the information is in there and how to tie them and everything like that. I'm a little leery about making lines for people because they're well, of course they're lines, but I can't make them as good as Tom Morris or Okier and stuff like that. You buy a set of lines from them, they're absolutely dead matched. I've even taken lines from different sets and matched them up and everything like that. I can't tie them that good. And in a lot of cases, I end up with using, some oversized, handmade line clips and stuff like that to do it. Use a cable handle, of course, it's better, but a lot of people are using hard points. I'm nervous about making
Oh,
lines for people
Steve can do
anymore.
it. Steve Maganelli, you
I'm
have
pretty
no
good at
problem.
stuff.
Steve Maganelli is very capable. He can do it.
Okay.
So where do I go? You can tell me where to go, Charles, offline. What do you say it was? You said there was
In the main open forum. In fact, I was just looking for it today. Actually, you have to go to the second page. There's a thread called Adventures in Spectra.
Okay.
The very first posting, and that is one I did, and I've updated it a couple of times with some little things, and it's got information on some information on selecting line, and it has the information you need on how to tie the line. There's
Okay.
a very good video made by a gentleman named Mike Stinson. He used the naughty shows and stuff. You can usually tie the line and tie it where you want it to be. All right. So
So do you guys catch the irony about there's a thread on tying lines?
pardon me?
Did you guys miss the double entendre? There's a thread on making lines.
There's a thread on
Yeah.
making
A
lines.
thread on making
Yeah,
lines.
that's it.
Steve, if you do the little dot like he shows on the video, and you fold the line over and then fold it again at the dot, put that dot at the end, your lines come out exactly the same length I haven't had one that was off more than not a quarter of an inch,
Okay.
less than a quarter of an inch.
Yeah.
That'd be a big one. I don't think I've had one off that far yet. And
Yeah.
I'm just an old fisherman. I don't know nothing about tying it lines.
Well,
anything
that's the
special.
trouble is I was never a fisherman, so that stuff is just, it's a bit, I'm still learning it. I've made some lines up that were really, really good, and I made some lines up that were really god awful. And unfortunately, I'm at I'm never quite sure what I'm going to be doing. So
So as far as the pound test spectra line that I buy, all that's in the thread. Like
yeah, I would suggest that you take the thread is like, I think it's 7 pages long now. There's a lot of stuff there, but if you got to kind of skim through it and everything like that, and there's some nice ideas later on. People have been updating, like on some of the lines they've been using and stuff like that. And did I hear that right? You are a fisherman?
I am not a fisherman.
Oh, okay. I heard that completely wrong then.
No,
Never
I
mind.
am, Dennis. Or used to be. You can't do much nowadays.
Yeah.
And Dennis, can you lower your camera like I asked Gordon, please?
But then you'll see me.
Yeah, I know. But there we go. You're framed in that frame better. Thank you so much. Appreciate
Hey,
that.
can I do a quick share real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Let's see. This is in honor of John Miller and his assemble your plans. That's if you get his codes, you get the pages mixed up and everything like that. So I would suggest when John sends you the plans and everything like that, really put the pieces, kind of slip them together before you start taping and stuff like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, you should be able to tell right away whether they're matching because,
Yeah, yeah.
There used to be a cartoon in the plans. I think it's on the Nobler plans. It's either Nobler or Chipmunk, one or the other, one of the first planes I built. And it says, Tom didn't read the directions. And on the table in front of him, you see a box. It says model airplane. And he's holding a boat.
Yeah. I remember seeing
I
that.
remember seeing that one. Yeah. Well,
you guys have talked about plans making. If you have a PDF and the native size is like 24 by 36 and you want to make it like 10% bigger or 7% bigger, just go to a blueprint store. They can scan it and then they can scale it up by a little bit and then print it. I did that for I went through a house remodel, so I had to do a lot of that stuff. But they were really good about, oh, can you print this a little bigger? Or one time I had to tape some things on it and then scan it and print it again for the city because the architect was out of the country. But there's a lot you can do with a blueprint machine. That it might be, a set of plans might be like $15-20. I don't know.
well, you're absolutely right, Steve. When you've got a good blueprint service or plan in the area, but some areas are sadly lacking in that luxury.
Okay.
We were talking with Marcel Legrand in New Zealand. It cost him $90 New Zealand to get a set of plans printed full size up a PDF.
Wow.
Yeah, but what he's not telling you, their $90 is only $3.
I think it's a little more than that, but even then, it might be, if it was 50%, that'd be $45 US. So
yeah, it's still a lot. That's still an awful lot. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
I don't understand that.
It's expensive to do. That's a lot of plans, and the part sheet especially. That thing must be 6 feet long.
It's more than 6 feet.
Yeah, I got it. I can't remember how big it is, but I remember I unfolded it I unrolled it on the bed, and it's a long fella.
But that sheet gets cut up to make the parts.
Well, yeah.
And so, it got to be, you want them all printed at the same time so that they're going to be in the proper scale with each other in case the guy printing the plans up messes up somewhere. At least your parts will be all the same size.
Yeah, that's it. Mine ended up, the legend says that the wing is 57 inches, but if you measure it out, it's 60. It's an even 60 inches.
Wow.
But the scale on it is right.
Oh, wow.
1 to 6 inches is 1 to 6 inches.
That's my plan?
Yeah.
My planet, it's 60
Yeah.
inches.
Yeah,
Just a minute,
yeah,
I'm gonna
it's
check
it's
that.
60 inches. I haven't checked the fuselage length, but the wing is 60 inches. It says 57 or 57 and change. I'll tell you in a minute. I got a picture of it, but it's actually 60 inches.
I'm
But
measuring that right now.
it's beautiful. I'm telling you.
It is beautiful. Let me welcome Sparky. Hey, Sparky, thanks for coming in, man. Good to see you.
You too.
Sparky, how much is a gallon of paint now?
$80 for clear.
How about for white?
I think it was 120.
120.
Use the code STUNT10, you get 10% off at
Yeah,
Wix.
problem is that then they charge you for shipping, and that brings it up to about 140.
Well, they're going to charge you for shipping and hazmat anywhere you go.
Yeah, I know it. I'm thinking about
It's a whole
driving
lot
down to
cheaper to
Atlanta.
it's a whole lot cheaper to buy a gallon of clear and a gallon of white than it is a quart of clear and a quart of white.
That's
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah,
get-
that's what I
You get
that's what I'm
4
gonna do. I'm
airplanes
gonna,
out of a gallon of white,
yeah,
I mean, of clear, and you get, let's see,
about six out of the
no,
white.
10. You get 10 out
10?
of white. Yeah.
Well,
Wow.
I'm gonna try to get by. I'm gonna try to get out there and one of y'all's contests or something so I can go by Wix and pick up some stuff because the place in Atlanta, they did something that kind of upset me. I paid for a gallon of fuel a gallon of Pontiac Red and paid to have it delivered. And they have lost the entire order. I said, well, I have my copy, but they don't want to honor it. So anyway, I said, that's okay. That's okay. I'll just find another place to buy stuff.
I
Right,
got
absolutely.
Stunthangar red.
Do what?
I got Stunthangar red. It's a,
Well, I don't know if Stunthangar Red and yeah, the Stunthangar Red that on your airplane is redder than Pontiac Red. I don't know where that came from. That's pretty stuff.
Absolutely. Let me catch up on the chat box. Let me see here. I left off with Jeff Riley. He said that little trainer was a lot of fun to paint the walls with and got lucky with one of the landings. Yes, you did, Jeff Riley. You sure did. You did great. Very impressive. Very impressive. Then Dennis Adamison, who's a member of our YouTube channel, he gave us a like. And Jonathan Carradas, he's a member of our YouTube channel. Thank you for your support, Jonathan. He says, send plans to me next time, Marcel. I can get them a lot cheaper up here in Big Smoke. So he can save you some money getting those printed.
Oh, that'd be great. Yeah.
That's where he lives. So Marcel Legrand, get in touch with Jonathan Carradas and you get your plans printed a lot cheaper next time.
I got $2.50 instead of $3.
Phil, I checked I checked just measured the wing.
Uh-huh.
You're right. It says 59.820.
Yeah.
On
It'd be all
that.
right. Ain't no problem.
Yeah.
It's still smaller than SV11. I was just
Yeah.
worried about when I first unrolled it on the bed, I thought, my God, this is never going to fit in the back of the pickup, let alone the C-Max. But it'll fit. The SV11 fits.
Marcel sent me some more pictures, primarily for Denny,
okay,
of his actual electric airplanes. You want to see them?
Yeah.
Okay, let me keep going on this.
Yeah, I'm waiting until Denny comes up with his electric front end on this thing because I think that's the one I'm gonna build. Oh, look at that. A legacy.
Ooh, that's
the
pretty.
checkerboard tail you were talking about, John. So.
Yeah. That's a legacy. I don't know whether it's the 40 size or the bigger one. It kind of looks
That
to me
one
like
looks
probably
like
the
the
bigger
40.
one. Yeah.
Yeah, that is pretty. Yeah, it is pretty.
And then here's the other one.
Anybody that puts that many checkerboards on an airplane's got to be sick.
That's all done. That's all
Oh.
done with monocoat, my friend.
It's
Alright.
still, that's a lot of squares.
Let me see if
Yeah.
Vicky.
Oh, so that's where he's at with his electric. He's got two of them. All the rest
That's
of them are IC engines.
What was that what airplane what was it? I didn't
I-
recognize
You
it.
know, let me check here. I'll bring it back
They're
up.
both legacies.
It didn't. The tail was wrong for Legacy.
They're both legacies.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah, they are. He just changed the tail on this. Yeah, yeah. It even says Legacy right there. Okay.
Oh, okay. It is like, okay.
I've never flown a Legacy. They're pretty good flying planes.
They're not bad. You know, old Alan Brickhouse and I worked on the telephone for several weeks, back and forth on the telephone. That's how I got drawn. I was here in Utah and he's back in Southern Illinois. It was a fun project.
Now, Legacy is based upon another plane that Alan Brickhouse designed, right?
Yes, he had a Buccaneer, a large one. I think it's 747. Well, what happened? He had two sizes of Buccaneers. And they were being kitted by a company in
Go ahead.
Texas. Go ahead.
Go keep talking, John. He's
Oh,
just showing a picture of it. That's all.
oh, okay. They were being kitted by a company in Texas, and John asked Alan if he could kit the Buccaneer, and Alan said, "Well," he says, this guy is currently kitting it, but he's ceased production on a control line. He's gone to all our RC kits. I'll call him and see." We called him and talked to the guy, and the guy wouldn't release it back to Alan, and just what he was going to hang on to the rights no matter what. So Alan says, "Well, look, we'll just design another airplane," and I still have it somewhere, that 747 kit, and so kind of looked it over and that, and then got on the phone. We talked, and he set up the moments, everything he wanted, and I'd get it at a certain point, and then I'd send him a PDF of it so he could look at it, and I'd get it back with circles and arrows on it, kind of thing.
So basically, he's like a Buccaneer, or is it totally a different design?
And it's pretty much a totally different design, but you can see the lineage with the Buccaneer.
Okay.
One of the things that I made a mistake. I made the canopy too small.
Okay.
And I actually wound up making the plug for Brodak to make the canopies, and it was just too small. And so when I built mine, I used the same canopy, cut it down to the size I wanted it. It looked a lot better.
Right.
If you remember the old Ringmaster Imperial, it had a canopy that was only like that long, and it was only that high, just a little teeny thing.
Yeah. He was known for every time you saw him, he had a different airplane. The only one I remember seeing Alan fly several times was that triple tail thing. I can't remember. I wanted to plan
is that the
Olympus?
Yes, Olympus.
Or the
Olympus?
Or he had the Trianic too.
The Trianic.
Yeah, Trianic.
Yeah. Yeah, the Olympus was more of a twin. It had a little bump on it in the center, but it wasn't a fin. The Trianic definitely had a center fin and like tip plates on the elevator. So
yeah, I think that's it, the Trianic.
Yeah.
But he flew that one for about 2 years, but that's the only plane I ever saw Alan fly a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else he would fly it this time, and then in the spring contest he'd have a new plane you'd never seen, and in the fall he'd have another new plane you'd never seen. Right. I mean, that was Alan's thing. He loved to come up with new airplanes.
Sparky in. Go ahead, Sparky.
I got a question for Gordy.
Yeah.
I'm flying my new airplane, and I'm thinking that I got too much elevator travel. It kind of it kind of stalls in a way. It kind of gives a shimmer, you know, like a hinge, but it doesn't do it on the downside. It does it on the upside. What do you think that is? If I got the elevators moving too fast, stalling the tail?
If it's turning one way quicker than the other,
No, no,
you got to
no,
change. No,
no. It just
is
acts
it
like
turning? I mean, is it the sensitivity the same both ways?
yeah, yeah.
How
Okay,
much? I'm
I would
sorry.
slow the elevator down.
Yeah, what's your elevator flap ratio?
Well, it's faster than 1 to 1. I know that for a fact.
Well, how much
Wow.
faster?
Quite a bit. But I slowed it down some now because I figured that's what was doing it.
Yeah, that'll definitely help. That'll bring in a little more flap.
And when you turn it hard, I don't know, it does weird shit. Just it doesn't track real straight. So, you know, it just shakes on the tail like it's stalling it.
Yeah. Do
I've
you
had
have
them,
degree
I've had them
wheels?
look like they shuddered through the turn, but I've never had it one stall like you're talking about and rock. That's weird.
And this is a fairly big airplane, isn't it?
It's
Lightweight.
720 squares.
Big airplane.
Big
And
airplane.
how much does it weigh?
59.
59?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would slow the elevator down then.
PA 65, you know, 7 ounces of fuel, got quite a bit of nose weight in it. Pretty nose heavy. So that's why I sped the controls up so I could get a good turn on it, but it just seems like it's stalling the tail.
Yeah.
What airplane you got a PA 765 in?
My Aegis,
Oh. Well, I can't fly those big motors. They feel like they're tearing my shoulder off, but
no worse than my Super Tiger 60. Matter of fact, I feel the 60's got more power.
wow.
There you go.
Wow.
An ABC
65 hurts me.
60's got quite a bit of power.
Yeah. Pulls any
You're
harder
probably
than my foot.
What's that, Gordy?
You're probably swinging a bigger prop, aren't you, Sparky? On the
It's a-
60?
It's a 13. It's a 13453 blade. Could it be gyroscopic precession doing that?
Either that or just P factor, or just flat too much torque.
Does the first oscillation swing the nose in towards you or away from you?
Seems like it swings it into me.
That might be part of the problem then, because both P factor and the precession will try to turn the nose into you on a counterclockwise turning prop. On a clockwise turning prop, it'll try to turn it out from you.
I'm
So
also running higher RPM. I let it go on the ground at 10,000 instead of 8,500 like I do. And plus, you know, the 13.6 rev up weighs, you know, half an ounce and the 3-blade prop weighs an ounce, you know, so it's more weight,
yeah,
spinning faster.
Yeah, that's probably it.
Well, I could also try your lead out adjustment.
I moved them forward to see if I could get it to stop. Because when I look at it down the lines, I'm seeing my inboard wheel ahead of the outboard wheel quite a bit, about half. So it was raked out pretty good. So I moved them up and I slowed the controls down.
sounds like you're headed in the right direction.
I don't do it. Try a 2-blade prop. You may just have too darn much torque.
Well, I got a carbon fiber Phelps propeller I could put on it under camber.
What engine was that? The 75?
65.
65.
Oh, 65.
Yeah,
Now, is that a road jet or a PA?
PA.
Yeah, I got a road jet 65 in my Aptrix. No, I'm sorry, in a Sultan. I got a PA 61 in my Aptrix and a road jet 65 in my Sultan. You know, it's a pipe ship.
It's not a pipe ship. It's just a muffler. I got a header muffler on it, you know.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like you're in the right direction. Have you flown it since you slowed the elevator down?
No, I just brought it back in and slowed the elevator down and moved the lead outs forward. We'll go out again. Well, I probably won't fly it till Brodak Friday, Saturday. But Joe Gilbert will be there to get an eye on it, so maybe we'll get it straightened out.
Oh, definitely. I'm just curious, Sparky. You don't use a ball link, so how did you slow down the elevator?
I got a slider on the horn in the back.
And then is it a ball link also connected to the slider or what?
No ball link. 332nd music wire. Real simple part to make. You just take a piece of brass.
Make it big. Hang on. Make it big. 1 second. Okay, go ahead, Sparky.
Take a 1/4 inch wide piece of brass and you make it, I don't know, 3/8 of an inch long. You drill 2 holes in it, and you solder a nut on the back of one hole and a 1/8 inch tube on the other hole, and the tube and the bolt keep it lined up in the slider. It's a simple piece to make.
Interesting. Okay. Because I know you don't do ball links, so I was surprised.
I quit using ball.
Probably lighter.
What?
It's probably lighter not using ball links.
Oh, definitely. And I quit
The only
using
thing you,
push rods too. I use aluminum push rods like I did in the 90s.
the only thing you can't do with doing it the way Sparky's doing, you can't adjust the push rod to take up the difference from top to bottom on that horn. It's the only reason I resist doing the way he's doing it, but I'm having to do it too. My new airplane's too small at the back to get a ball link in there. So,
Well, if you use 332nd music wire, you can bend the horns.
yeah.
I use 330 music wire drill rod. I use 332nd drill rod, and it bends real easy.
You know, I been using welding rod for about 20 years, and you can tweak the 1/8 inch on your, use it on your flaps,
Yeah.
and then 3/32 on the elevator.
Well, I quit
And
using it on my flaps too. I use 332nd. You don't need all that shit if your airplane's not 90 ounces.
Well, have you ever seen how big my Tony is?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and that's got a Sato 72 in it.
I wouldn't think about anything less than 1/8 than that thing.
332nd flap horns?
No, that's the 1/8 inch because the fuselage is so wide.
Yeah, that makes
that
sense.
a 332nd would flex too much.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Keep
my
it
bear
there
cuts
on
like
a
that.
light airplane. You don't need all that 1/8 inch music wire, I don't believe.
I have a question or comment from Stuart. Go ahead, Stuart.
Just got a question, newbie question. How do you know when the lines are getting too long? What do you look for?
Free flying.
The lines are bowing out like that. They're dragging.
Yeah, you got a big curve in there from your.
And we start losing tension when it goes high.
Okay.
Yeah.
Else you look for in the way the plane yaws or whatever. Or
Yep.
just basically the curvature mainly is what you look
Stuff's flying cleanly.
for. Okay. I just didn't know if there was anything else that you'd look for.
You just get a feeling that this is too much. And you look at when your line's got so much bow in it, they're behind the rudder. To come back to the plane, shorten them up a few feet. That's too much.
Yeah.
Plus, it's probably going to be real light on the lines.
You just kind of went where something you used or went by.
And go ahead, Lynn. Lynn, go ahead,
A
Lynn.
question. Does anybody know if there's a problem with using Spectra at the World Champs?
No, I don't.
There, they discussed that a while back and it was okay. There was no line material requirement. It was
Okay.
basically the same 10G requirement that you're used to dealing with.
Okay.
That's why,
Good to
that's
know.
why we changed our rules, because the FEI just says a 10G pull test, no specification
Perfect.
line at all. So
Perfect.
we've done the same thing.
All right. Awesome. Thank you.
And I was afraid that the AMA wouldn't let us get away with it, but they didn't say one word.
Very good.
When I sent that proposal in, I told the manager then that this is similar to the FAI rules, no line requirements other than length, and so not a peep out of the AMA.
Oh,
Very good. Hey, I have I finished. I didn't finish on the chat box. Joe Thompson. This is regarding you, Philip. He says my FP40 started without the battery in Peoria at a contest. So you
Yeah.
experienced the same thing. I've never experienced
FP40
that.
was the worst.
I've never experienced that where you are flipping the motor without the battery on and it starts. You ever had that happen
Yeah.
to you, Sparky?
Yeah,
Or motor start without the igniter?
yep. When it's hot
hot
out,
day. It happens regular. Yeah.
when it's hot out and you're running high nitro and high compression, it'll start.
Hey, Gordy,
I
Fire
did you
right
have
up.
one start in your hand once?
I had a Golden
What's
State
that?
once, and I think there's somebody in the pits that had their engine start when it was in the pits.
The thing that always concerns me about putting a battery on when if you happen to reach under it is getting an instant spark, just enough if it's up on the top stroke or whatever and have that thing light off by putting a glow driver on it. That's spooky.
Gary.
Yeah, I've seen that happen before, Sparky.
Oh, I want to
No,
talk
that's
about that prop explosion that they're talking about on Stunthangar.
The what?
Yeah, about Mike Griffin said that his buddy had a prop explode or whatever. It's on Stunthangar prop safety or whatever. If he got cut up, he had his fingers in it because you think about it, the prop's going this way and he's tacking it. And if the prop were to explode, the blades go sideways. They don't go forwards or backwards. So
That makes sense.
I think he stuck his hand in it by accident.
That's how I lost my finger on my Colossus. 3-blade carbon fiber, and I was adjusting the needle valve. And I didn't even think I was close. I was bent over, and a friend was holding it. And I leaned it out. It still sounded rich, so I reached down, leaned it out a little more. And then the third time I did it, and I sat there and was listening to it. Next thing you know, my hand goes flying up, cut up all 3 fingers on my left hand, broke all 3 blades off at the hub on a carbon fiber prop.
Wow.
One year at the Nats, I was standing between circle 3 and 4, with my back to 4, looking away, and I heard a piped engine screaming, and then I heard brrr, brrr, and I'm thinking, I wonder why he's running his propeller into the ground. I did it twice, and figure, well, okay, no big deal. Then brrr, did it again. That was Richard Oliver. He had to go to the hospital.
Damn.
Oh, well, yeah, I remember he had to go to the hospital.
Put his hand in the prop.
Yeah.
And then I can't remember the guy's name, but he's belongs to FCM. He was somehow trying to get fuel off the nose of his airplane and stuck his fingers in the prop. And I mean, it really, you cut the ends of them off.
Wow.
Terrible.
I know John Miller had a comment, and then Dennis had a comment or a question. Go ahead, John.
I was just going to ask Gordon, didn't you have one? You're holding it in your hand, you're flipping it, and it started up for a short time.
What was that?
Didn't you once were flipping one, holding it in your hand, and the darn thing's fired off?
Oh, yeah, I put fuel in it just to free it up.
I've done it on purpose. With the glue, it just flipped it over. Just hold on to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
You
just
found
trying
out
to
they
free
get
it up.
hot quick, didn't you?
They don't get hot. They just You just run a couple seconds.
And then go ahead,
That was-
Denny.
I was just going to say, Sparky was talking about hooking his battery up and everything like that. My dad always insisted when, he was teaching us how to start engines, that you don't hook the battery up unless you've got a good hold of a propeller blade.
Right.
Hang
Good
on to the
idea.
propeller with one hand and hook the battery up. And I know I've done that. I've done that several times where I hooked up the battery and I'd feel a bump, without moving it or anything like that. So it's the kind of situation Sparky's worried about.
Yeah.
But
I'm careful, that's for sure.
I see a lot of people do stuff like that, and it kind of scares the bejesus out of me, reaching through the prop arc to hook the battery up underneath an
Oh.
airplane and stuff like that. It just,
Watch Bob
it's
McDonald.
terrifying.
It'll give you a chill.
Yeah.
Bob McDonald.
Yeah.
always
I
reached
kind of
over.
think that the
Oh,
glow
yeah,
drivers with the
Sparky.
battery on, I think those things ought to be outlawed. Those things
that?
just look so dangerous.
What's that?
Go back to alligator cliffs, baby.
Oh, Lord.
And go ahead, Lynn. You had a comment or question, Lynn?
No, I was just saying about what Sparky was talking about. I've seen so many guys reaching over the prop to take their battery off or adjust something. It's like you never,
no way.
ever,
Yeah, not
ever
only
do that.
forearm, that's some big blood.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you're asking for trouble. That's
Somebody does that and I just about lose it, especially if I'm holding the airplane. I'm just having
Yeah.
an absolute
yeah,
meltdown.
exactly. Yeah, it's scary. It's unnerving.
Mm-hmm.
Let me catch up on the chat box. Let me see here. Joe Thompson mentioned about the motor starting, and Marcel Legrand said, "PM me, John Caradas." That's regarding those plans, I believe. And then Brent Williams said, "How y'all?" And hey, Brent Williams, can you PM? Are you on the stunt forum, Stephen Magnelli? You're on there, right? You're muted, Stephen. You're muted still.
Yeah, so I think I can look at it. I can read the Stunthangar. Yeah.
Okay, well, actually, PM Brent Williams, he actually sells the handle that you liked that I was
Okay.
using.
Okay.
He sells as a kit, so it doesn't come assembled, but
That's
you get all
fine.
the parts and you make your handle up. And then Marcel Legrand says, "Hey JC, is your call PH still? Is your phone number still ending 7497?" Is his question for John Caradas. Then Marcel Legrand says, "Hi, Brent." And then Jeff Riley says, "I still use alligator clips. They're easy to pull off after the startup." That's true. You can just pull those things off. That's true.
Yeah.
I was running my engine this evening in the front yard, and there wasn't a cicada around. And
Okay.
when I started that engine, I mean, 10 million cicadas came out, and they were all hovering around my airplane like it was singing their song.
Mating call.
And they're all saying, "What's that noise?" Right?
Oh man,
You go out there, there's none around, but you start that airplane, man, they were swarming.
that is funny. Yeah, I remember those cicadas. The first time I saw cicadas was at Brodax.
First time I saw them.
You were there that year that they were hanging on people's glasses and
Yes,
trying to fly, going like that.
that was so weird. They were just hanging on you. I think I have a picture of a cicada. I was like, that is so weird. That is so weird.
Isn't this year the year where they've got two separate broods are hatching out or coming out
At the same time.
Yeah, but
That's
fortunately for Rodax, the cicada map doesn't show any up there.
Ah, cool.
You remember the year that we were getting holes in our wings because the darn things were so, golly, you look down through there was just clouds of them.
Yeah.
Just thousands of them. And I had a plane that did not have a sheeted leading edge, and I ended up with a cicada in the wing. Oh man.
I hope you don't have that airplane. In 17 years, you're going to have a whole nest of them in there. So.
Oh no! What a thought! What
I
a
got that
thought!
thing out of there while I was up there. I figured I'd leave
What
that
a
thing up
thought.
there.
Oh man, what a thought!
I had one ride inside. I got one in the shop here somewhere. He rode in on my shoulder, and I felt him climbing on my neck, and I brushed him off, and he flew off in the other room. I don't know where he's at.
17 years.
Well,
He don't eat no
I don't
wood.
I have silverfish and they eat the covering before I put it on the planes.
Oh yeah, yeah, silverfish. Yeah, they're. I find them from time to time.
Yeah.
Charles, how you like your weather today? According to the
Oh,
map, y'all got
absolutely.
some warm weather for a change.
It was absolutely beautiful.
Goodbye.
Huh? 100 degrees?
No, it didn't get that hot. No, I don't know what the temperature was today. It was sun heaven. It was fantastic. The wind didn't get too bad till after 1 o'clock, and
Man, here I was
it
thinking
was.
Charles was gonna find out what we have to put up with. Here he didn't get it.
I don't think I don't think I ever will find out. I don't.
Not in that area. San Diego is just too cool.
Yeah.
San Diego doesn't vary more than 7 degrees on average.
Yes, it does.
Winter
It
through
was probably 75. It was pretty warm. Warmer than it's been the last couple months, but
Yeah.
hot as 75.
75 is
cold as
warm, but I
62.
mean,
The
man,
RPM of my light is 23,000 RPM. 229.
What does cicadas beat? Wing beats?
No, my light is 22,100 RPM.
Oh yeah,
Should be 60 hertz. Should be
that's what I was thinking. 60 hertz.
Should be 3600.
It's for
3600, yeah.
fluorescent Kelvin, 9,700 Kelvin.
Oh,
What?
Mhm.
that's pretty good.
Now it's 16,000. I don't know. It's not reading right. 20,000.
Well, you're saving fuel anyway.
Yeah,
Are you set on 2-blade or 3-blade?
2-blade.
It should read 3,600.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it should
That
say.
incandescent light will read that, but like I say, these are sign fluorescent lights.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
Look at that.
Oh Lord.
Look at that
You guys.
That's when Spark and I met.
fat guys.
That's that Brodak.
We used to call them the National Belly Brothers. The Belly Brothers, yeah.
Nice.
It looks
Yeah.
pretty
Those
scary,
are
actually.
three more members of the sumo stunt team.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've heard that too.
Yeah.
And Stephen
Still trying to get the
McBride's
t-shirt.
here. Hey, Stephen, thanks for coming in.
I was talking to a couple of guys at the Nats, and they were all, all of us were starting to show a belly, and one of them said, "Yeah, you're getting there. You wait another year or two, you can join the Belly Brothers stunt team."
That's not Joe Ryan. Yeah, Joe Reinhardt and Bill
Ringard.
Rich is part of the Belly Boys. Let's see.
Yeah, the one that I knew was from Florida, and he has since passed. But
Bill Rich from
Yeah.
Florida.
Billy was
Yeah.
once telling me I wasn't a full member yet. I'd have to wait another year or two. Bill was a lot of fun. I miss him.
Yeah, I felt really bad when he passed away.
Yeah, me too. Then I got news this weekend that one of my other buddies has been going through. I knew he'd been going through chemo treatments, but he's finished the chemo treatments, and I said, "Well, when they going to tell you that you're cancer free?" He says, "They're not. It's in my lymph nodes."
Oh,
I said, "Oh no."
I'm telling everybody because John, there's some other problems going on, but you got to look into monoclonal antibodies. They've done tests on, studies, and 100% of the people are cured when they take monoclonal antibodies of cancer. The cancer just dies. You got to ask your oncologist about that.
Mana who?
Monoclonal antibodies.
I asked for that on my wife when she was being treated, and they finally after they pronounced her cancer-free, and 2 weeks later, we went back in, it was all through her lungs. They finally gave it to her, but she died 2 days later, so they didn't have time to do anything for her.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, it's a new, since this other thing that came out, the Kung flu came out, they've been trying these monoclonal antibodies on different things, and they've done tests and it's been 100% effective. So
Yeah.
look
All
into
right.
it.
Absolutely. Let me see here. Stephen, what you been up to?
Married life.
Married
That's
life.
it.
Yeah,
So you're a prisoner.
yeah, you got the honeydew list all the time.
No model airplanes is what you're
We
saying.
tried to warn you, Steve.
No model
Okay.
airplanes since Arizona, I'll bet, huh? So,
I don't believe
I
that.
haven't flown since Tucson.
Bet
Well, the
you
weather hasn't
haven't.
been great. The weather hasn't been great out here, and now it is. But now the weather you can fly in it, but if you want to get cooked out there at 105 degrees,
You got to
So
fly
I-
at night when
Early in
it's
the morning.
cool.
no, since Arizona, I've had 15-mile-an-hour winds, 20 mile-an-hour winds every day, and I couldn't get any flying. And then now, it's starting to break, but it's 93 degrees in the morning, and it gets up to about 104, 105 in the afternoon, and you're not getting cooked out there and roasting in that.
You need to find a Sears parking lot with lights. Of course, they don't have Sears anymore, but a big parking lot with lights and go out at night. That's what we used to do when I lived in the desert.
Well, I find local parking lots. I find them. I lost the good parking lot that I had.
Oh,
They
yeah.
decided they want to build that Ashley store over there. They're still working on it. That was a great parking lot.
You'd hold 6 circles on there easily.
Yep. Oh, it was easy to hold 6 circles on that. I had 5 set up on that property, drawn out, and with plenty of parking because I was prepared to keep going. But then they shut it all down.
So you're gonna have to
I
find
bet
a
they
new place
regret
for your
that now.
contest this year?
What's that?
Are you gonna have to find a new place for your contest this year?
Oh, I've been having it over at the William Bennett Airfield, which is our home
Oh.
field.
Yeah.
And I have it over there, and I have it's great now because the new president of the RC club is really great, and he's really into with us with control line and supporting all that aspects of model aviation. So he's really a great supporter, and he found a lot of the notes on how when the county got the property and inherited the property on what the agreements were and the maintenance that had to be done. And he's really pushed to get a lot of work done. So he's done a lot of new improvements on the field, including where the 2 circles are, where the pylons sit in the back, and there was always those heavy dip edges. He got them all fully now filled in and graded, so it's a nice smooth surface all the way around. And he's working a lot on the field. And now I got a new takeoff strip. I think some of the guys over there last year saw that on the grass circle. And so they're doing a lot of improvements on the field, and that's a big plus. So this year I got a lot more up my sleeve and then prepared for this contest to make it more interesting, more eventful, more fun.
Sounds good.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Every year I try to improve it, do more, make it bigger, make it better. Got a lot of inquiries already on people saying they're showing up, so I know I'm going to have a larger turnout than last year. But that's why I have to step up to the plate and try to make it even better than I did last year, which I think everybody had a great time at.
Yeah.
Enjoyed it.
One thing I do need to do is see, I have an unfortunate situation. A couple of my judges can't make it because of personal issues, so I'm looking for a couple judges
I'll
for
judge.
expert.
I'll judge. I don't think I'll be able to fly anymore.
I was wondering also, I was going to ask Keith. I know you flew last year, but I didn't know if you're flying an expert.
Probably not.
if you're not flying an expert, would you be willing and liking to judge an expert?
I'd rather not, but if you can't find anybody, I'll do that.
Okay, so I can keep on after list back burner.
Okay.
In case I need somebody to that point. I've been asking a couple people because it's unfortunate Eric Rule can't make it this year, and he's been judging for me for past years. But his wife is a bit under the weather, and he has to attend to her needs. So he don't have a judge for him. I got to fill in that spot. Gordon, you'd be a great judge.
What's that?
You would be a great judge.
I judged the Northwest Regionals last week.
Would you
An
judge
expert.
expert at my? How would you like to judge expert at my contest?
When is that? November?
It's November. Yeah, it's October 31st is a Thursday, which is the practice day, and then it's the until the 3rd.
If I'm available, I'd be happy to do it for you. I
That'd be
won't
great.
know for my daughter's getting married in September. We got to drive to Oregon.
Okay.
That
You out of here, Lynn?
No.
Yeah,
See you
yeah.
guys
Thanks,
after.
Thanks for coming in, man.
I'll see
Appreciate
you.
it.
Yep, we'll see you Friday. Good
Oh,
night,
wait,
guys.
no, I'm not going to be doing the show Friday.
Oh, okay. Monday.
My son's graduated from high school, so I'm not doing
Gotcha.
the show.
Not a problem. We'll see you Monday.
I see you Monday.
See ya.
Good night, guys.
All right, thanks.
See you.
Stay out of trouble.
Yeah.
Without you being anchored to that chair, you're liable to get in some mischief.
Well, Gordon, if you can, that'd be great. That'd be really appreciated. And get together maybe with Brent Williams. I know he's coming out.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. It's the 31st of October.
Yeah, let me see the county calendar here. Zing.
The only thing I drew out for the deer hunt in October, and I'm not sure what the dates are. It's around the 19th or the 20th.
Yeah, the 31st is a Thursday. That's only a practice day, and then it's November 1st, 2nd, and 3rd.
Yeah, I think
second and 3rd is when I need somebody for expert.
Yeah, I think I could make it.
That'd be great.
Gordon, you still go deer hunting?
Uh-oh.
Well,
Where's my airplane at?
Okay.
what I do is I take my rifle and my chair,
Yeah.
and I go out and I sit it on the edge,
Yeah.
and then
I
I
gave it
sit
up.
until it goes by.
Yeah.
And as soon as I get through deer hunting, I fly home
There you go.
in my
Look
airplane.
at this. Look
He's
at
talking
this.
about airplanes, Charles.
I thought he lost it. He
I
still
heard
got
deer
it.
hunting.
Okay.
Deer hunting.
Yeah, no, he has to fly to go to the place to deer hunting and do his deer hunting, and then fly back. So he's flying. He's talking about.
All right.
Yeah, I practice the pattern while I'm sitting there.
You
Yep.
practice the pad on an airplane? All right.
Yeah, with my hand.
You ain't
All
getting
right.
up in no tree
He takes-
stand?
He takes the rifle.
Yeah.
What was that, Sparky?
Gordon's not getting up in any tree stands?
I talked
No.
to Tom Dixon the other week, and he told me that 60% of his flying is sitting in a chair, freewheeling, blue skying. He called it something else. I can't think of what he called it. My memory is not what it used to be, and it never was wonderful, but CRS is real, is all I can tell you.
Mhm.
I can't remember stuff.
Well, when I
But,
first started flying stunt, Phil, I practiced with my hand,
Yeah.
envisioned the maneuvers,
Uh-huh.
and the first time I went out and tried the pattern, I flew the pattern.
Yeah. Well, I
And
tell you
I'm
when
sure
you know
that
you're in trouble.
Well,
I'll tell
I
you when you know you're in trouble,
sure it was
Gordon.
from practicing.
When you get
What's
out,
that?
when you get, you know you're in trouble when you go into the kitchen, the doorway going into the kitchen. And you sit there and you're blue skying and you think, okay, the doorway is right there. When you look up, you're going to know when you're looking straight up.
Right.
When you go look straight up and you fall on your butt, you know you're in trouble. You're not even hooked to an airplane.
I did that with a friend on a test flight.
Mm.
Started the overhead 8, ended up flat on my back.
Yeah, I fell flat on my hiney in the kitchen, and I said, "What am I doing down here?" Vicky said, "Look like you just sat down." I said, "Well,
On
I
the
knew
other
if I
hand,
fell
Gordy,
backwards, I was going."
laying flat on your back is a heck of a great position for flying a great overhead 8.
Oh, it is.
That's
Oh, it is. If I had started there.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I
It's
knew
inconvenient to get
I
back
knew
on
if
your
I
feet,
didn't,
but what the heck?
I knew if I
Wanted
didn't do a
to-
quick sit down, I was going to fall back like a tree, and there's a counter back there. I didn't want to hit my head on the counter.
Here you go.
wanted to
So I
talk
just
about
kind
a
of sit
cat
down on the
on a
floor.
tank.
I needed to
Wait.
shove out, guys. Thank you all.
You out of here, Stephen?
Yeah.
Hey, guys,
All right, Stephen.
Take
Thank you,
care,
man.
Stephen.
See ya. Go ahead, Sparky.
You guys
You're
ever
big.
run across a problem with a Casminato tank of it not drawing fuel? I cut the back of it off, and this is the clunk that's in it. And it's on a thing like this, and this is some type of micron filter. And I guess what happened was it grew some kind of scab over it or something from fuel, and it would not draw fuel through this. So I cut it open, pulled it out, and I'm going to stick it back in there with a regular clunk on it.
Yep.
And then just glue a piece of carbon on the back.
I didn't know he made clunk tanks. I thought they were all
No,
regular piping.
no, they're all clunks. And another thing about this is the uniflow is only up to here. It's about halfway up.
Right.
That works.
Yeah, this tank works good, but I always put the uniflow all the way to the back.
Yeah, I
That's
like
why
it.
we've
I
done
like
for
it
years.
where it's about in the middle. Yeah, there's not a chance that in hell you're going to get any air bubbles in your pickup line.
Yeah. I've seen one of the notable flyers that flies a plastic tank, and his went, all the plastic tanks, it's in the center, and it just went straight back, and it stopped halfway in the tank, halfway back, halfway in the center. It didn't bend out to the side like John's do. It stopped right straight back. I saw Bobby and Billy taking the tank apart, taking the tank out to check it, and it didn't go to the side. It went literally halfway back in the tank and stopped. That's not the way I do mine.
All my
That's not the way I do mine. I do mine like
together with the
John.
weight, like that.
The plug tanks I had luck with were the those round baby bottle ones.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
work
I've seen
well.
some of those too. I've
Gordy-
used those too.
Gordy
had
found
one of those in.
I
Gordy
used them. I
found a
got luck
really
with those
neat,
when I had to use them.
Gordy found a really neat 7-ounce bottle of perfume or something or other, and he was going to use it to make a tank out of the ends for the tank all fit just fine. You do plug all of that, and somehow that thing got used for something else by his wife.
Aqua Velva bottles. That's what I used in my Thunderbolts.
Yeah.
Yeah, the round ones.
Yeah. Well, I had two of those bottles.
You out here,
John.
Denny?
I'm out of here.
Hey,
Have
thank
a
you,
good
Denny.
one, guys.
All right, man. See you Monday,
Hey,
all right?
we'll see.
Yeah, see you
I'll
Monday.
see you in November, right, Denny?
Don't hold your breath on that. So, wife has got we got plans for another vacation trip that isn't Las Vegas. So, all right. So
The awards you're gonna see this year are different than any awards you've seen in any event. These are new, one of a kind, special awards that were made.
Sounds neat.
Yeah.
Oh,
You got a great meet out there, and you got a great crew helping you out and everything like that. I'm sure you have another good contest. So, anyhow,
awards-
guys, we'll see you next Monday, right?
All right, yes.
See you Monday, Denny.
See you Monday.
the awards we have, they light up.
Very cool.
Oh, the one Howard made. Yeah, those are great.
They
Good
light
looking.
up.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys,
Guys, I'm gonna
end
get
the
out of
line.
here too.
I'm going to end the live stream since people are bailing, so we'll just end the live stream. I want to thank everybody for coming in. Hope you have a chance to do some flying and work in your shop and come back and tell us all about it. So until then, fair wind.